Have you guys heard of Ozempic?
Yes, actually, I wanted to get that. So I have this doctor. He's an old Asian guy. And okay, I'm gonna give him credit. He's not a doctor that'll just prescribe you just pills just like that.
Okay.
Before he does that, he'll tell me like natural remedies and stuff. So he's like this old fashioned Asian dude. And he'll be like, oh, drink this or you take this and it should cure and all that. And I wanted Ozempic. I said, listen, I went to him like 4 times. I'm like, listen, I have thyroid disease. I want Ozempic because I want to lose the rest of this fucking fat. I did, like, I lost half of it myself. I want to lose the rest of it. I'm still fucking fat. I want to be skinny. He was like, no, well, let's try this and see if it doesn't work. Then I'll give you Ozempic or whatever. And then when I come back to my appointment with him, he's just like, oh well, I looked up the symptoms and stuff, and it's not good for you because my nose ring is falling out of my fucking nose right now. He's just like, no, I can't give it to you because you have thyroid disease and you could get tumors there, so you can't take it. But
Yikes.
now, yeah, now they have commercials of it and stuff. It's super popular now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to the point of where they were. I mean, because it's sort of these pharmaceutical whoops, these pharmaceutical
Sorry
commercials
about
are
that, it's
like,
my kid.
no, you're fine. These pharmaceutical commercials are super like weird to me. They're foreign to me because we that's illegal in my country. Like to even
Yeah.
have those little those what do they have those fucking those lead-ins on like Bill Maher's show and all those news programs. It's like this is sponsored by Pfizer and Moderna and all that. They can't do that here. They just can't do it. And
Is that
they
just for pharmaceuticals or just all companies though for the lead-in
no,
part?
it's they're for certain industries. So like pharmaceuticals, um, like tobacco, you can't do it.
Mhm.
You used to be able to, but you can't. You haven't been able for a very long time. Alcohol, you still
Tobacco's the same
can.
here. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Alcohol, you still can, but only in certain like situations. Like they certainly have all of the. I don't know if they're even allowed to advertise on like footy fields anymore. But they used to have like all the advertising on like on football stadiums used to be just all tobacco and alcohol. But then they removed all the tobacco ones and then it was just alcohol. And
I mean,
now
we
I
used
don't
to
even
have
know
the
if they've got
tobacco
any
as
more.
well, though. That was everywhere. It was the Marlboro Man. You had the commercial where
Yeah.
he was on a horse riding around like the big open plain, smoking his cigarette, being the Marlboro Man, you know. But they got rid
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. We had sorry, Toasty, didn't mean to are you trying to talk? I didn't mean to mute you there.
No,
No,
she
that
was
was
just
me.
saying.
That was me. That was me. I was just telling my boyfriend in the back that I'm hot and he should put the fan on.
Oh right, yeah, it's actually freezing here, so it's weird. We're on both different ends of the planet, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
cold.
you're in New York though, right? So, but you're both on the
Yeah.
East Coast, aren't you?
I'm guessing if she's hot, she's got to be Southern East Coast then.
No, I'm actually in New York, but it's just like I'm wearing this and it's I guess I'm making it
I'm
hot right
wearing
now.
this, the thing you can see through very easily.
And
It's
it's
like-
thin. It's thin, but I'm a woman. My body
but it
temperature just
holds the
changes.
heat.
Right.
Do you know I'm weird with like body regulation? You know, I'm like super weird. Like ever since I never used to be, but ever since I got the jabs, I
Mm,
I'm not a pure blood, unfortunately.
yeah,
I would like to have been, but you know, there were certain circumstances which I won't go into.
yeah.
But I've had problems with it ever since, and then like I've always been a sweaty guy. It was like hard to regulate. Like last night, I could barely sleep at all. Air conditioned on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Even though it was like pouring, raining, it was just like I was up and down. Sometimes I have to have 2 showers in a night, and then sometimes I'll be sweating so much I need to change my sheets. It's just
Oh,
like it's been 3 years like that.
I kind of understand you because I don't sweat a lot. However, I'm the same way, but I get cold very easily, and I think it has to do with my thyroid disease.
Right. And we
So
were talking so with the Ozempic thing, sorry, I think I cut you off. Um, you didn't end up this is probably a personal thing that I
mhm.
shouldn't be asking you. So maybe I'll ask you off thing. But like Because did you at least discover that it was what's your current opinion on Ozempic anyway? Let's shut up, put it that way.
I know it's for diabetic people, and there's a lot of there still is people kind of complaining about it, like diabetic people or people that knew or know people with diabetes that do take it, and they were complaining about like how can you use this for weight loss and this and that, and there's what do you call it? They're low in stock and stuff like that. And in my head, I'm just like, well, shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? Just like be quiet. Just let people lose the weight the way they want to lose the weight. But it was kind of new. It was kind of new. Yeah.
That tracks a little bit with kind of this thing that I'm picking up on. Like I don't even think I haven't looked or asked.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's even available here. It might be in a different form. But they certainly don't push that sort of shit here. But there's this overwhelming, like I'm hearing it everywhere, like all over YouTube. Yeah. All sorts of people are talking about it, usually not in a positive light. And I've discovered last night that they're using it because, all they need is FDA approval for something. And then that doctors have like open license to prescribe it for whatever use that they think is appropriate for, even though it wasn't approved for that use at the FDA. So
I wish there was another medication that just a few years ago had that same wide open use case that could have really changed a whole scenery of situations.
Well, under normal circumstances, it would have been. It would have been.
Oh, yeah.
It would have cost next to nothing. But
for 60 years.
For like 6 cents a piece or something. Are we even allowed to say the word yet?
No, don't say it.
Oh, fuck.
People know what we're talking about. Yeah. They know it.
Begins with I. Anyway,
or H.
Or yeah.
Or as you would say, H.
Well, no, people pull me up on that, so I try and watch my H's. But I literally saw like last night, was it like fucking Bill Maher? He had it. He was like literally advertising it on his show, and it was stuff like, here we go. I'm just gonna keep putting it into the same.
Wait, you played a commercial?
Oh no, well, almost like it was kind of like they were doing a live sort of commercial of it, sort of.
For the Ozempic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
guy, a lot of celebrities
song. All I'm hearing is a song from the commercial where it's like, oh, Ozempic.
Yes, and now even I know that fucking song because I've heard it on YouTube and stuff. Because it's like
catchy.
It's just a rip-off of it's magic. I think there's whatever that.
I forget what band that is, but I know that song. Like,
So I said this last night. This is absolutely wild. How can you do this with a straight face? This should be criminal. This is from Erica Bunte. This is Lila's husband, Lila Hart's husband. A 3-minute, and I think because Eric and Lila do like filmmaking, don't they?
Wait, so he has his account back? Finally?
Oh yeah, he's had it back for a while.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know he had it gone. Was it gone for his documentary that they did?
It was somewhere around the Eliza Blue stuff. He had lost his account. Maybe a little bit before that.
Anyway, he's back at Erica Bunte, so it's same handle, it looks like.
Yeah, same account. He got it back.
Yeah, he posted this. And it's a 3-minute uninterrupted commercial for Ozempic on Bill Maher. Ozempic will have a bigger effect on society than AI. And Maher pushes back. Sounds like we should be getting it put in the water. Because everyone has something they're addicted to. Now he goes on. Whoa, that's sorry. I mean to blow your eardrum. This guy, right, comes on, and it's like there's this push from the top to get Ozempic everywhere. And not mean literally in the water, but like maybe. Because it's not just for, as you said, even though it might have been originally approved for people with diabetes, it's actually being used for everything, every sort of craving, not just not just food, but like drugs and all sorts of stuff. And here we go. I'll just play this.
And I have to get the explanation. You say Ozempic, which is the weight loss drug.
Yeah.
And well, I guess there's three. There's Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro.
Yeah.
I think the people naming these are on drugs.
So is that the same drug, Mounjaro and Ozempic?
Yeah, so they basically, all three of them do the same thing. It's just, I think the, what do you call it? The, what's in it's a little different. There's like 2 or 3 different, what do you call that? Like,
Variations.
Appetite suppressants.
Like the, how they're made is a little different. Like they have like 2 or 3 little
The generic
ingredients
brand.
that are different from each other, but they all do the same thing.
Right, okay. Sort of like Viagra versus Cialis.
Yeah.
They're probably
Yeah.
a bad analogy, but
I wanted it so fucking bad. When I was walking home from the fucking doctors, I was crying because I wanted to lose weight.
do you I don't want to get too personal with it because it's on
No, go ahead.
do you feel relieved now that you don't, or do you still kind of want it real bad?
I
'Cause I'm
get
hearing
it.
some horrible shit about it.
Right. Yeah, I hear a lot of people having really bad symptoms from getting it, and there's some people that are just like, no, I don't have any symptoms. I get it, everybody's different, right? But like
Yeah, of course.
I also understand that I have thyroid disease, and so I don't want to like take the drugs and then I get a tumor on my thyroid and it's cancerous,
Right.
and I'm not doing all that. So I get it. It's just frustrating, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't want that for you, Toasty. I would definitely not want that. That sounds, yeah, I would, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
You know.
but it's very difficult to lose weight with thyroid disease. Like it's very difficult. But I do
I've heard,
the
yeah.
intermittent fasting. That's been helping me. So
Right, okay. Well, you look good. You look great. I mean, I
Thanks.
wouldn't have thought
Appreciate
that you had issues with that at all. I get really suspicious when there's a huge, large push from the top to push these things like on Bill Maher and all sorts of stuff. This goes beyond just this program is brought to you by Pfizer or Ozempic or Moderna or whatever. This is like a whole section on it. He's endearing the
But-
drug to the audience.
You say Ozempic will have a bigger effect on society than AI.
Since we've come off the savannah, we've had a dearth of salt, sugar, and fat, mating opportunities, play to learn. And with institutional production, our instincts haven't caught up to our modern economy. And the result is alcoholism, obesity. 70% of Americans are either overweight or obese. 70% of Americans aren't anything. $1.7 trillion in healthcare costs. This bullshit on the left that when you're overweight, you find your truth. No, you're not. You're finding diabetes and a ventilator. And then this has an enormous opportunity to General Mills, McDonald's are essentially litmus tests on obesity in our nation. More people die in the pandemic of obesity than in any year during COVID. The bottom line, Bill, this is scaffolding on our instincts, to upgrade our instincts to institutional production. No one ever walks into an Arby's, looks around and says, this was a good idea.
I don't know about that. Okay. First of all, you're not explaining why that would have more of an effect than AI. Also, I think what people are not understanding here is that this drug, this whatever they are, Ozempic, Wegovy, I guess that's the same drug. They're not just to stop you from eating. They work on any kind of craving.
It's a craving suppressant.
Right. So
that's the hook there. That's really going to be the selling point for people. They're going to be like, no. And I it's so cute how Maher goes into his own like, hold on, you're the salesman, but I've already got my fucking sanctioned points here from, you know, what's his name, whoever owns me, to say, oh, hold on, let's bring it back to this is actually going to save you from every single one of your problems. Like that's what this sounds like to me. That's how this is being presented to me. And there's
Sounds like
almost no
suppressant.
pushback.
But
Hey?
it doesn't necessarily solve all their problems, because eventually you're going to have to wean off of it, and then you have to do the
Right,
rest
like any
yourself. Right. And so if you have an issue
there's
of
no weaning.
eating and you can't control that, then you're going to gain the weight back. But also when you're suppressing your appetite, it's like you're kind of starving yourself without having to feel like you're starving. So when you
Yeah, I see
stop
what you
it,
mean.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna fucking crave a lot and pig
I
out
bet
and
you
stuff.
would. I bet
Yeah,
there'd be a
so
massive relapse that goes on, and I bet there is, and I bet that just sends them right back to the doctor's office and puts them on a
yeah,
higher dose of whatever the shit is. It's an injection, isn't it?
yeah. It's a needle.
Yuck! Fucking hate
I
needles.
think you're going to go to the doctor way earlier than that. I think if something's a suppressant, it's suppressing you. How is it going to get you to not want to eat? How is it going to get you to not feel hungry? How is it going to get you to have your body not realize it's starving? You know,
Yeah.
at what level can you starve yourself? I lost over 137 pounds not that long ago. Gained back about 50 so far, but I did that
Well
all
done.
on my own. No aid, no nothing, no pills. I just
Congrats.
dieted and I ate less than I burned. And I did it
That's
every
awesome.
day, and it wasn't a short time. It took about a year,
What's
you
up,
know,
Cosmic?
and it was tough. But at the same time, it's like, what is it doing to you to make you not hungry? To make your body not realize it's starving. And then they're saying, oh, it suppresses more things than that. So what is it suppressing in you? Who are you when you're suppressed? You
It
know, you're a
sounds to me like
zombie.
to me, from my very rudimentary understanding of the brain, this is going to sound really stupid to people that understand it out there, but to me, that sounds like it has a whole lot of a scary amount of agency over your serotonergic and dopaminergic systems in your brain, which are
Yeah.
your reward. And they're the drugs that say this is good and this is important. That's also going to screw up with, all sorts of like conditioning in your brain. So yeah, you're going to be conditioned as I don't know. It's just
You're
like
going to
that.
be
Once you start
wrecked.
messing with those central systems of the brain, you really aren't just dealing with a narrow thing anymore. You're
Yeah.
changing the whole fucking brain.
And you change
And
forever, too. What people don't realize with a lot of these psycho, drugs, you are changed for either a long time or forever. Like,
yeah,
there's
so
some drugs, like, you could do for a week, and to get off of it, it's going to take you 2 months to just wean off of it, and you'll never be the
I'm
same after that.
I'm on 2 of those right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
it's been
crazy.
a
I
couple
have
of
family
years.
members been on it for their whole life, and the craziest thing is I've always asked them, like, maybe it's time to work on a process of getting off it. Like,
Yeah,
this thing was
yeah,
only supposed to take care of your stress and your anxiety, but
yeah.
like, you're retired, you're at home, like, what are you anxious about? And the person refuses to even broach the subject. And
Yeah,
I
because
keep
they
on saying, like, find a shrink to maybe give you a process to work through it. Whereas
mhm.
this person's shrink literally doesn't talk with this relative of mine, doesn't like, it's not like a shrink where you go in and actually talk about stuff and work on processes to kind of work through things. No, it's here's your prescription. That's all it is. They're drug dealer, you know?
That's not a proper shrink. So a shrink is
Yeah.
supposed to, like, we call it, well, obviously they're divided into different titles here. A psychologist. Now, a psychiatrist really does just watch you. They analyze you. They give you forms. They're supposed to do it over a period of weeks and months so that it's
Yeah.
proper. But most of the time, it's just one appointment, which will cost you $600 or $700. They will watch you fill in a form. They will watch the way you fill in the form, not even read half the fucking answers because that's not what's important about the form. And then they write you a drug. That is a psychiatrist. Now, a psychologist or a therapist, counselor, they aren't supposed to teach you what to do with your life. They're supposed to help you figure out what your problems actually are so that they can at least guide you along that journey of, you can figure your own problems out yourself. You've got the capability of doing this. And also with that, you have the capability of pulling yourself out. You just can't see it yet. And usually the reason that people are scared to broach that topic, like you said, Fealty, is because they are like, fuck, I don't even know what's wrong with me. And I feel stupid for saying that because I feel so terrible inside. But I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. I
In
don't.
this case, that's not the situation. In this case, it's literally this person never actually went to anyone to actually talk. They were referred this doctor by another family member who were pretty much pill pushers themselves. Like if you had even a little ache and pain, they were like, here, take an
so this is
Advil.
just like doctor
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah, it's literally the person, they're hooked on it now. Like anytime they try and
Just doctor
sort of
shopping,
get
I
off
guess,
of it, it's like now all that anxiety comes back.
Yeah.
Because you've been dulling it for now decades. And
Yeah.
if you're going to try and get off of it, all of that's going to come back like tenfold. And how do you get off of it? If you cure
Exactly.
anxiety with a pill and only a pill without any processes or anything to realize where is it coming from, how to deal with it, what can you do, or try and become better in any way, shape, or form, you're never getting off of it. So this Ozempic thing is that much more terrifying to me, where it's like, okay, it's going to solve your eating problems. It's going to solve this problem. It's going to dull all these senses. You're never getting off of it. And if this is something
Never.
that causes cancers and tumors and all other side effects, it's literally, it's going to get you addicted to it so hard, probably worse than any like hardcore drug out there. Because
100%.
imagine all of that dullness wearing off. Now you're ravenous. You can't ever stop eating enough. Like and then from that too, every type of addiction's going to take over. You're so ravenous for food, you're going to try and get yourself to not eat food. So then you're going to start smoking cigarettes to
Right,
you know,
because you
appease that, and then
dopaminergic
drink.
and yep.
Yeah.
All those
It's
systems
everything's
want
gonna
something.
come in. You will
Yep.
be so wrecked. You're never going to get off of it.
Right. And imagine with the people with eating disorders too. Like
Fucking
you have
hell,
a
that's
bad
no
eating
hope.
disorders. Yeah, like say you have an eating disorder, you starve yourself for years and you kind of get back to like eating again. You gain all that weight and you're like, oh fuck, I'm fat again. What can I do? Go to the doctor and be like, hey, can I get Ozempic? Okay, sure. And like Mr. Fealty said, you could get addicted to it. You could like always use it all the time and not want to stop because you want
It
more.
sounds
of it and
almost
stuff.
certain like that'll happen.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the way that they're pushing this so much harder than they ever push like Zoloft and Prozac and all that shit that is now never heard of because they're like, oh no, that's bad. You shouldn't be on that very long. Like Valium, you know, they almost never dish that out. And the Xanax and stuff, they're like, oh, well, they do dish it out, but they give you a big talking to beforehand. They used to just hand that shit out like lollies before, but they'd never pushed anything like I'd seen Ozempic. You know, this is the first time in a long time that I've heard of a new wonder drug coming out of the United States that seems to solve all these fucking problems.
I even think you could get it online too. There's like even online doctors. There's like I think like a website with a doctor that'll just be like, oh, you need Ozempic? Okay, I'll just prescribe you Ozempic.
I
Or I
wonder
think you
if-
can even get it in bulk too. Maybe I'm
wonder
wrong,
if-
but I think I've seen it.
Maybe if you go through something like BetterHelp or something, that scam of a site.
Ozempic
Yeah.
is available in Australia. Shit.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it. I don't
He's
need
a
it.
skinny queen. He's already skinny. He doesn't need it.
I've never been overweight. I don't have, like, I quit smoking in
It
2020.
cures everything.
Can I have your
though. Don't
metabolism,
you understand?
Daniel?
You're
You're slowing
addicted to not being addicted. This is
Oh.
going to cure your addiction to not being addicted right now. You know?
I mean, I smoke a little bit of weed here and there, but not as an addictive
Oh.
thing.
See, you have a problem, sir. You need to take a
Yo,
pill
yeah.
to get off of that. Or no, it's a shot, apparently.
No, it's just like, it's not even an addiction for me.
My friend
it used to
Nacho.
be. It used to be, but then even when back then, it only took like 2 weeks to come clear of it, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is not. It's not like cigarettes.
It's
that-
easy 2 weeks, though. Yeah, cigarettes, it's
Yeah.
like you're 3 days or 2 days in, you're like, oh, freaking, I need
Oh,
I
your
need
world's
it.
ending.
Like,
It's like, and
Yeah.
even after about 2 months, you think, fuck, I'm still annoyed about these craving feelings. They're never going to
Yeah.
go away. I remember calling people and blaming it on them.